Aldi is hiring more than 13,000 new employees in the United States at up to $23 an hour for their warehouse jobs. Now, if anybody doesn't have Aldi in their town, I will explain to them what this is. And this is going to be a weird explanation because I didn't like Aldi when I first found it, and now I love it, and we shop there every week. So let me explain to you why. So if you don't know, there's two brothers. One runs Trader Joe's and one runs Aldi, same family. Now, Aldi is designed to be the cheapest possible grocery store in the country. That means it's at least on par with like the Great Value brand in Walmart, on par with like a Heb, a Food for Less, grocery outlets, the cheapest possible ways that you can get groceries in America. And to me, where I live, which is in California, it is the cheapest way that you can get groceries. But just like Walmart has a store brand at Great Value, when you walk into Aldi, 95% of what you're gonna find is the Aldi brand. So it's Aldi brand bacon, Aldi brand butter, Aldi brand milk, etc. So they don't have to do all this scale with other companies. Aldi is also much cheaper because they have a couple of things that other stores don't on purpose. Number one, you bag all of your own groceries. So you got to either use the paper bags that they have, or you can buy plastic bags like the good reusable ones for $1 each up at the till. And that's what we've done. We just take them back and forth. Then also they have a really cool thing with the cart return. So you got to bring a quarter with you. You can't pull the carts out unless you have a quarter to put it into the slot. You pull the cart back, it'll release off the keychain, and then you go put your groceries away, and to get your quarter back out, you got to go lock it back in, and your quarter comes out. Now they don't have to have people in the parking lot doing the cart return, and also they don't have, so the customers are doing that, and also they don't have carts everywhere hitting people's cars and stuff to get lawsuits on that. So it's really smart. So they save money those three ways right off the bat, plus the fourth on just having the store brand. So it's cheaper all the way around. But Aldi is kind of still new to America, and it's still new in very many territories. So I'll tell you the story what happened with me with Aldi. So I saw Aldi, I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I had never really gone before because groceries were pretty inexpensive before the pandemic happened. Once the pandemic happened and everything started to go crazy, groceries have at least tripled in the last 3 to 4 years. We all know that and have seen it. So you go in, and I walked into a store that was the closest one to my house once, and it was so dirty, and there was plastic everywhere, and there was half open boxes everywhere. And I was like, I literally turned around and walked back out. And I was like, this is gross. I will never go there again. Well, what I didn't understand is Aldi purposely, because they don't have somebody in the parking lot, they don't have somebody bagging groceries, they just have the two people up at the tills and then one person in the store. They purposely keep the manning very low. So oftentimes they'll be doing stock. It'll take several hours, all the boxes, plastic, everything. They're putting all the fruit on the shelves, all that. So it'll kind of be a mess. So I was like, all right. So I was just kind of starting to make videos when this happened. So I made the video about Aldi and the fact I didn't like it. And like half the people in the comments agreed, and they were like, Aldi's gross. We went there, it wasn't a good experience. And the other half blasted me, like straight blasted me, like Aldi's my favorite store. I don't know what you're talking about. It's like pristinely clean whenever I go in there, has the best produce. Like we love it. And I was just like, maybe I had like a bad experience. I ended up after that video, a couple weeks later, going back in, same experience again. So I was like, maybe it's just that store. It's like poorly managed. It's just like way too busy. It's understaffed, something like that. I decided to go to another Aldi that was a couple more miles down the road. So I went to the other Aldi, super clean, very pristine. And this is where it's really weird. I was like, I walked around the whole store, but I was still kind of uncomfortable. It had a lot of stuff that I wasn't used to seeing, amazing cheeses and all that kind of stuff too, because it's based off of like European companies where they like, people like a lot more cheese than Americans. They like the best Goudas, provolones, like amazing cheese in there. And so I was kind of like, okay, this is cleaner, but it's still just not for me. Like it's not my vibe. And I left. So 3 times at Aldi before I decided to really shop there. And then the grocery prices got really like crazy about 1.5 years ago. And I noticed I was spending about double what I did normally going to Stater Brothers, which is a big local chain out here, or if I go to like Vaughn's, Ralph's, or Albertsons, it was completely out of control. Like my weekly groceries, which should have been like maybe like $110 before, were now like $220, $230. I was like, this is nuts. I got to find something better. I was like, I'll either have to go to Walmart or maybe I'll have to like go back to Aldi and try it. So I decided the next week to do my regular grocery shopping at Aldi. I got everything that I would normally get, and there's only a couple things I couldn't get there. You can get most things. I still don't buy a lot of meat there because I don't think the meat is great. They don't have like a meat counter, so it's like prepackaged meat, and I don't think they have the best meat. But other than that, everything in the store is fantastic. They have amazing bacon, butter, cheeses, like everything else is great. So anyway, I did my weekly grocery shopping at Aldi. It kind of, took me a little bit to figure out where everything was, kind of get used to it, because it's a very different feeling, a different setup than a regular grocery store. And by the time I was done, guys, I went up and it was $117 to the same groceries that I had spent the prior week at Stater Brothers at $234. And I was like, this is half price groceries right now. Like, this is insane, this difference. So I ended up, now every week we go to Aldi and get everything we can at Aldi, and anything we can't, then we'll hit one other store, but that's it. So every single grocery item that I can buy, I buy at Aldi now, because I can get all of that, like 90% of what we buy for groceries in one store. Some sodas and stuff that, like diet sodas that I like, are not at that store, so we get them in another store. But other than that, all this stuff, and they have amazing chocolate. It's like that German chocolate with more milk in it than ours is like artificial sweetener garbage chocolate. Their chocolate is so much better than ours. We buy a couple bars every week and keep them in the pantry. Everybody devours them. So instead of just like buying candy bars or whatever. So anyway, you get 90% of your regular groceries at Aldi. You'll spend about half the money that you normally do. And then it just is like, it's saved us so much money, and it's so much a better experience. Not only that, but if you have the Instacart app, it's like $2 more for them to pick up your groceries for you. It's not like an Instacart person that goes and does it. They have some deal with Aldi where the Aldi person in the store does it. Then you put it in Instacart, they charge you like $2 more, and you just back your truck up into the drop-off park, and they come and put it in your trunk for you. It's amazing. So much easier than having to go shopping online. But the app doesn't work great for it, so I actually do it through like online on my computer. So Aldi is mass hiring. These are warehouse jobs that they're talking about. 13,000 jobs, up to $23 an hour, and it's not everywhere. I'm sure that's the high end of maybe California, New York, those types of places. And Aldi's not everywhere. But I want to encourage you guys that if you have an Aldi anywhere near you, to apply and keep applying, just like In-N-Out. Like, you'll have to probably apply over the course of several months, maybe even years, but eventually once you can get in there, it's a way better job than a lot of other ones. But I will tell you, from what I've seen for the people at Aldi, they're working hard, they're busy. So keep in mind that that's like a real job. You're not gonna be able to sit and loaf it, but check out Aldi if you're looking for a new gig.